Hi everyone, this is just going to be a quick vlog rather than a blog about how Llanymynech went. It has been our first event of the season and it will be our last until after my exams, which finish on June the 22nd, and I think our next event will be Elan Lodge and the first week of July. So I arrived at once on time. I was really happy with that because usually we don't end up with enough warm-up time, but we had a nice dressage time. It was in the BE100u18 class, by the way. Um, and he was warming up phenomenally. He went really nicely. It was a beautiful day, and I felt like he was really going well. But yeah, we went into the ring and everything was fine. He literally felt foot perfect, bar a couple of times he just put his head above the bit when he was going down into halt, because there was a halt in the test as well as a halt at the end of the test. Now, I don't have a video of the test, unfortunately, because my mum actually didn't get around to the dressage arena to watch half of my test. But I honestly felt like he was going so nicely, and I really wish I did have it on video because it felt like the nicest test he'd ever done in his life. But apparently the judge didn't agree, sadly. He was marked down on his canter for, I quote, not having enough jump in his canter, which I personally think is something that would be not something I can create. She said jump in his canter, not impulsion. I don't honestly know how I can work on that for next time, but I think another judge would have marked him differently. He was supple for once, he was working around my leg, he was in a nice rhythm, and that was very rare for him to get all them things. So I was very disheartened that it was his second worst ever mark. And that morning I happened to manage to acquire food poisoning, so that didn't help. Uh, I went and looked at my score before the show jumping because there was time to, because Llanymynech actually run in number order. And I thought, oh my gosh, I can't wait for this confidence boost and to find out how well his dressage went, and that was not the case. So I was very disheartened going into the show jumping. He was amazing again in the show jumping warm up, cleared every single practice fence, which is rare for him. He's quite clumsy, we always have a pole. And then right before we were going to go into the ring, last fence before we were going to go in, person before me was in the ring, we happened to go and get cut off by a horse. I don't think there were two ladies walking on the inside track. I don't think they meant to do it deliberately at all, but the way that they were positioned, I said excuse me, shouted it, and they both saw me. They didn't move. I approached the jump anyway. I couldn't not approach the jump because there were people stood either side of the warm-up fence, and he basically crashed through it, and we later realised he must have loosened his shoe while he crashed through it. We managed to get in another jump before we went into the ring, but he was so upset then, and he usually isn't that bothered when he gets a pole, but he didn't just get a pole, he fully crashed through the fence. So we went into the ring. He was all right at the first few fences, but then he kind of slipped into his default mode. I've been working so hard and trying to get him soft in the show jumping ring, but he just runs away sometimes, and there's not much I can do about it, sadly. So here we're just coming round to fence number 3. He clears his head, I believe. Yeah. Got a picture over that, and then he comes into a double. I think he either knocks one pole out in the double or clears it, I can't remember. But he was quite unsettled on... Oh, yeah, he must have hit a pole from my mum's reaction. Yeah, he was quite unsettled on the approach to that, and then that made him unsettled for the related distance as well. But we managed to go all right through there.
Pull him up,
You can
pull
see
him
I'm
up.
here saying wait, so I'm trying to kind of make him listen to me before he goes and knocks that pole as well, but it happens. And then, no, this is number 8. I later found out that he pulled a shoe on that fence, which, yeah, as I said. So one thing I didn't mention on the recording I just did was that we were then at the farrier when we decided to withdraw him. You can see he just cleared the last double there. So we ended up getting 3 poles down. The video is playing right now, but as you can see it's slightly shaky, so Yeah, but you can see it. I got some phenomenal photos though. He looks so well. And after this, with the poor dressage and, well, poor dressage score and 3 down and food poisoning, I was feeling a bit defeated. And I think, honestly, I just thought, right, okay, he's done enough runs at 100 now. He's 17. Is there much point in running today? No. Do I feel miserable because of food poisoning and disappointing marks? Yes. And I was that person who let the marks defeat them on that day. I usually wouldn't bother at all what marks we got, but I was hopeful that we would be in for a chance of getting onto the 100 under 18 teams, and I later realised that that was just not going to be the case. So, yeah, I decided to withdraw him after the show jumping, so we didn't run cross country. I have no doubt in my mind he would have gone well if we had have done. You can see I'm just going to put in a couple of clips from training the week before. My mum's phone corrupted and we lost the others, but yeah, you can see he was going very well. So that was how Llanymynech went. We'll next be out, I think, yeah, Lodge or Stafford. The horses are both coming on really well, Louis and Joey. I am excited for this summer. It should be a very eventing full summer. And yeah, I need to just get my head down now and get focused on these exams. I hope you enjoyed this little vlog rather than a blog, if you're still following here. Yeah, have a lovely day. A quick thank you to my sponsor, Kiara Doom Rush, who you can see her numna in the dressage photos. And she was with us this time last year at Llanymynech. Yeah. Thank you very much for listening. Goodbye.